All right, so folks, this is how to download SQL Express and install the sample database for Microsoft Course 10774. All right, so start with downloading SQL Express. Okay, just Google SQL Express download, first link. Now there are two files we need to grab. Okay. All right, so SQL Server 2012 Express, two files, the database engine and the management studio. While it's downloading, codeplex.com website has Microsoft SQL Server sample, and we want the OLTP database. Now we can click on the data file, save it, and also victor.objectmage.com resources. Let's grab the courseware files. Control F. Quering SQL 2012. Let's get the allfiles.exe. Save that. The first file we're going to install is the database engine, SQL Express x64 ENU. Double click on that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and run installation. It will be a new SQL Server standalone installation. Accept the licensing terms. Next. Okay, so here we're going to select instance features. We'll probably have no need for database replication, so you can clear that checkbox. Also, you may want to note the directory where this software will be installed. Because this is SQL Express, there's no need for any selection here. It's going to be a named instance SQL Express. Instance ID will be identically named. Next. All right, keep everything at default. Just next. All right, you may be prompted to do a reboot after it's done. Close this out. All right, so we're done with the SQL Engine installation. The next one we want to install is Management Studio. Our installation is pretty similar to the engine installation. Just select New Installation. Next. Okay, now because this is a Management Studio, we're going to add a new feature to the SQL Express we've just installed. So add features. The feature we are going to add is the Management Studio, Management Tool Basic. Again, next. Now, while the installation is going on, you may want to start extracting the allfiles.exe that we have downloaded earlier. It's a self-extracting file for the 10774 class. There's a default location, which is Program Files, Microsoft Learning. Okay, so under C drive, Program Files, Microsoft Learning. This is where you can find all the lab-related files. Now, after you have all the file extracted, it's also a good idea to move the AdventureWorks data file to the instance data directory. So I'm going to right click on the AdventureWorks data, cut it, go to C drive. The default location for SQL Server database is under Program Files, Microsoft SQL Server. The instance that we just installed is mssql11.SQL Express. In that directory, you'll find MS-SQL. There will be a data directory. Okay. I'm going to click on Continue, and we will drop the data file into this data location. So here is the complete path. C Program Files, Microsoft SQL Server, mssql11.SQL Express, MS-SQL data. Now we need the files to be in that location to attach to the instance. All right, now the installation is complete. Close that. Okay. All right, now the installation is completed. In the Start menu, you should be able to find SQL Server 2012, SQL Server Management Studio. Okay. Now to connect to the Express instance, now you can usually use machine name, which is represented by a period. If you know your machine name, you can put your host name there and click on Connect. Okay. Now we can use the file Open Project. Remember the installation path is C, Program Files, Microsoft Learning 10774. Now the setup script exists in the first project. So we're going to open the first project. All right, folks. In fact, the O1 project does not contain the setup, so stand corrected. The ones that we need is project O2. You can open up project O2 by going to File, Open, Project. Okay, the project we want to open is the 02. Okay. All right, so once the project's open, in your Solution Explorer, if you don't see your Solution Explorer, you can use View, Solution Explorer to get this window. Now, in this setup.exe, to turn on the line number tools option, text editor, transact SQL, line number. So let's turn on line number. Okay. Now you'll notice to set up the database, we need line 39 through line 42. Okay, let's run that. So highlight these line 39 through line 42. Okay, and execute that. Okay. When you receive the command completed successfully under databases, you will have a T-SQL 2012. All right, so the database is available. We don't have the object yet. We'll go to section C. So we're going to run through the rest of the script. We don't have to highlight anything at this point. Just execute. It will create the necessary schema. Okay. Once it's done, you should be able to refresh the tables and all the necessary table to support the course's project, such as, say, project 10. Okay. This is correspond to module 10 in the courseware. Okay. So all of these queries will now run correctly. Okay. So this is how to set up the lab environment. Now to add AdventureWorks to the database, we can right-click on the databases and say Attach. Now by using the Attach command, we can select Add. This is the MDF file that we copied earlier, and this will attach to the database. Okay. Now it's important that we remove the log files because we want one to be generated. So click on OK. Now once that's done, you have AdventureWorks 2012. There's one more thing you want to do before you access that database is to go into the property of the database. Right click on database, goes to property. Under files to assign an owner. Now you should make yourself my case, I am connected as administrator. Actually, I just realized I'm probably not administrator. I'm going to browse. So whatever account you use to log onto this machine. Just realized I'm Victor. So I'm going to make dev training Victor. Dev training is my computer name. Victor is my account. Okay, so I'm going to use that. Click on OK. So make sure there is an owner, preferably yourself. Okay. All right. So now you can access all the AdventureWorks related files. Script table is select to new query window. Okay. So this is how you can set up a machine to work with your lab and coursework.